What is up, comic fan? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and I'm here today to talk about the greatest day of the week. That's New Comic Book Day. We're going to be taking a look at what's dropping and specifically what's hitting my pool list and stuff that you don't want to miss. But first, check this out. Shout out to Big Time Collectibles for sponsoring the channel and the monthly giveaway for the channel members. Be sure to check them out at bigtimecollectibles.com, as well as follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They're always doing amazing things like FOC orders, exclusive mystery boxes. Definitely a great shop. Be sure to check them out. All right, guys, so New Comic Book Day is right around the corner. It's going to be September 13th and 14th, depending on if your shop comes off them DC books on Tuesdays like they should. But anyways, we're going to be starting off the list today, and let's see what we got. Starting with Predator, issue number 2 from Marvel Comics. Surprise, surprise. I'm going for the second issue. Wasn't blown away by that first issue, but I'm intrigued enough to at least give issue 2, maybe even this first arc, a fair shake. Ed Brisson is writing this one, and if you want to know more about him, be sure to check out the Powerbomb podcast, wherever podcasts are available. They recently had him on there in a great conversation with him. Definitely got me excited enough to come back to the title and to see if it really picks up the pace for me a little bit. Next up, we have Batman vs. Robin, issue number 1. So I'm excited about this one. Mark Waid, who has been writing World's Finest, which is easily one of the best monthly titles on shelves right now, is coming into this event book. It's spinning out of the pages of World's Finest as well as Robin. So the demon Nazar that Batman and Superman, with the help of Supergirl and Robin, just defeated in World's Finest, in the past, we get a little context that he's been imprisoned on none other than Lazarus Island, where all the events of the first arc of Robin took place. And we're going to see him release and him reigning hell yet again, leading to this conflict with Damian and Bruce. So I'm really excited for this. Mark Waid has been crushing it with that title. I'm excited to see what he does with this one. And it's always cool seeing Damian with his little bad attitude get put in check, but not before giving Batman a hard time. Next up, Jurassic League is getting close to the finale, the second to last issue, with issue number 5 of 6. So Juan Gideon has brought an amazing story. It's really fun. It's not going to be for everyone because it's just so goofy, but we got the reimagining of the Justice League in dinosaur form. So it is what it is. You can just, it's all right there in the title, Jurassic League. Finally, the big villain that they had been fearing, that turns out to be Darkseid, was released at the end of that last issue. So we're going to get to see him reign some terror in this second to last issue, before the newly banded Justice League, or Jurassic League, hopefully puts a stop to him in that big finale. Next up, we've got none other than Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 15. This is Tom Taylor writing this. It continues to be fun. The pacing on it seems like it's pretty slow, but we're finally to the big climactic battle between John and the Truth against Bendix and the country of Gamora, where he's been amassing this army of slaves that he has donned with superpowers and controlling them. So we saw him invade Gamora in that last issue. We saw that there's that wicked cliffhanger where a twisted version of Jay's mother has been set against them. So we're going to finally get to see some action, some battle, and I'm looking forward to this. This book feels like it's really been held back by timing with the return of Kal-El to Earth from the War Saga, which, if you did not check out the War Saga, it took place in the pages of Action Comics. Philip Kennedy Johnson wrote it, and it was amazing. It just had its big finale last week, or 2 weeks ago. Heavily suggest checking that one out. Next up, here we go. We got a Dark Crisis tie-in. That's what I'm talking about. I've been loving these. This is Wonder Woman, but it's a Dark Crisis tie-in titled A World Without the Justice League. So they've been doing this series of one-shot. This is our third one. This one's primary focus will be on Wonder Woman, with a backup story on Martian Manhunter. So all of the characters that died in Justice League issue number 75, we found out were really taken by Pariah and put into these alternate manufactured worlds where they're living out their most hopeful version of their life, where Pariah is feeding off of their life energy to fuel his machine over in the pages of Dark Crisis. They've been really fun. They've been really telling about these characters. And in some part, they've been really cathartic, in the sense like with Superman, getting to see John grow up in all those years that he missed while he was away with the Legion of Superheroes. So I'm excited to see what they do with Diana in this one, as well as John Jones. I don't know who's writing this one. I didn't check, but they've had different creative teams on each one of them. So definitely along for the ride for this one. Definitely looking forward to it. Next up, probably the best book I've read since We Live Volume 1. It's Do a Powerbomb, issue number 4 by Daniel Warren Johnson. This is one of his completely original books. He's writing it, he's drawing it. I think it's got Mike Spicer on the colors. I could be wrong on that. I might not be. But in this one, we have Luna and Scorpion Sun going up against their next opponent in the big Necromancer's battle, his big wrestling tournament. And they're supposedly fighting against foes in this issue that they're dead set on winning to stop this Necromancer from putting these events together. And we know that our main star, as well as her wrestling partner, are there to save, to win and be able to save her mother, who passed away tragically in issue number 1. If you just want great story, if you want to be moved emotionally, if you want something that's just outside of the norm, that'll just blow you away, this is that book. Heavily recommend everybody checking this book out, and even going back and checking out such things like Murder Falcon or Wonder Woman Dead Earth that Warren Johnson also did. He is such a phenomenal writer. Like, he's in a league of his own. No one else is doing stuff like he's doing. Now, here's one that I'm personally pumped for. It's been pushed back. I think it was originally supposed to come out in April. This is supposed to be timed with the release of the Flash motion picture that's been kicked around and pushed back. Everyone knows the problems that WB and Warner Brothers is having in DC, as well as Ezra Miller. But this book is attached to the motion picture universe. This is the official prequel to the Flash film. Like, everyone had a lot of concerns about Ezra Miller's portrayal of Barry Allen, but this was supposed to explain to us how the Flash that we saw in Justice League, which we saw as an untested, untrained superhero, who's just put out there, that was his first time ever out there. And in the movie, he's supposed to be a little bit more refined, a little bit farther along in his hero's journey. And this book was going to explain how he gets to that point. It's a 3-issue miniseries, takes place in Central City, with Barry having to deal with the villain Girder, but being trained by the Ben Affleck Batman on how to actually operate safely and to learn to do what he does. So if you're interested in that movie, I know I am. I am pumped for that movie. I hope that everything cleans up behind the scenes so we can actually get a proper showing of it and a proper fan reception for it. But I'm excited to see how they're going to expand this DC current movie universe and really kind of evolve Barry along the way, because we had a very goofy Barry, but he has the potential to be a long-standing character in these films that we watch, especially if they can get him to a more iconic, recognizable version of that character. And it'd be awesome to see that growth along the way. And this book could be the first step in seeing that for us fans who read the comics and everything. So definitely pumped for this one. Next up, we get the finale to IDW's Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And the title, man, it throws you off. We're well past the versus part. This was the classic Batman versus Superman, King Kong versus Godzilla thing. You know, you fight each other for a little bit, then you have to team up against the bigger threat, which is King Ghidorah. So I'm excited to see this pure fan service from start to finish. The artwork is gorgeous. Definitely a fun read for Godzilla fans and Power Ranger fans alike. Next up, we've got Love Everlasting, issue number 2 by Tom King. Now, this one I'm really enjoying. That first issue threw me for a loop, didn't know what to expect. It felt like just a classic 1950s romance comic, which it was, until it wasn't. There's this crazy twist where our primary character is actually being taken through time, where she has fractions of her memories from the stories before. So that first issue was structured as like 3 short stories and then a kicker at the end, and it was all with the same character. And now we're getting to start off with her in the 1920s in a weird situation. I'm wondering what the twist is. There's definitely a twist. It was definitely a very interesting read. The artwork was fun, and I'm along for the ride. And then finally, we have Bone Orchard Mythos, 10,000 Black Feathers, issue number 1 by Jeff Lemire. So I do enjoy Jeff Lemire's writing. I do not chase his indie titles and everything. And this is going to be a straight up cover buy for me. I already have it pre-ordered. This is the John Jang variant for it, that totally wicked cover. It would serve you well as a full-size back tattoo. So be sure to save this image, take it to your most closest tattoo parlor, and get to work on that. And that, guys, is it for the guaranteed pulls and reads for this week. But if you need anything cleaned or pressed, I do want to suggest hitting up channel sponsor Justin Comics. Link is in the description to all my videos for the channel sponsors. If you use the promo code WeAreLegion, you can take advantage of the discount that you get when submitting to them. As well as if you want to know what my top pick for this coming week is going to be and why, be sure to check out the Comic Vets channel here on YouTube. He just passed a huge milestone and he's working on doing a huge giveaway. So you want to get entered in that as well. Be sure to check out his channel, spend some time over there. And every Sunday, him and I have a video that posts on his channel where we both give you our top picks going into the week blind and why you should consider picking them up. And a huge thank you and shout out to my LCS, the Augusta Book Exchange. They're the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. And they always make sure the books I'm looking for are right there waiting on me when I get there. If you're ever in the Augusta area, be sure to hit them up, stop by, tell them hello. You'll find no better customer service anywhere. All right, guys, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this list. Are you looking forward to any of these? Have you started reading any of these? What am I missing from my list that you think is just a guaranteed read that I need to check out? All that. Love to hear back from you. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.